What's going on, my brother?
What's going on? How you doing, Hector?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Say?
I'm good. I'm good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you for allowing me to come to your platform.
No problem. How did you start in this music? In this music?
I started in about 2000. I was introduced by a friend of mine that lived in the barracks. I'm a veteran.
All right.
We lived in a barracks, and he showed me this beat tape that he put together on a cassette tape.
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh man, you made that here in the barracks?" And he was like, "Yeah, I can show you. I can show you everything you need to have to put it together and make your own music and stuff." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And yeah, to about 2000, I started. He showed me how to put together my own studio, and I started producing. And um, after I started producing, I started finding artists to work with,
Yeah.
and I started to record and do music.
Alrighty. So, what inspired your beats? How you make the beats? What inspired when you made them?
A lot of things. I grew up listening to music. I grew up in a church, so I grew up singing in a choir. So I always have melodies. I always like listening to background melodies and
Mm.
choruses and stuff like that. So that's always interests me that your voice could be an instrument. And so a lot of my instrumentation is revolving around classical musical sounds, choruses, singing, things that you can use with your voice. And I was always in love with drums. I love drums.
When before I became a blogger, I used to do beats, and that's the only thing I learned how to do the drums. So you recently dropped an EP a few months ago, a few weeks ago. I don't.
Yeah. We just dropped our debut album called Switching Lanes. We dropped it a week ago. We
Yeah.
dropped it exclusively on Bandcamp. And
Why Bandcamp?
well, a lot of people may not know this about the music industry. When you're dealing with streaming, you're dealing with Spotify, you're dealing with all these big DSPs, Apple Music, Pandora, things of that nature. It takes a lot of streams to make money when you're using those DSPs.
I know.
And so if you don't have a big fan base, you're not gonna see a lot of dividends coming back straight to you. Um, off of the money that you spent already.
Yeah.
To put the song together, to buy studio time, to have all this equipment, blah blah blah, to pay a producer for a beat. You're not gonna see that rate of return that you think you're gonna get from streaming. And so what we found by using Bandcamp is Bandcamp charges something small like 15%.
Okay.
And so to use their platform, they charge you 15% on every sale that you make. So let's say you make you sell something for $10. They take their 15%. They automatically the same day put $8.50 into your bank account.
Okay. Nice. That's very. That's better.
And that's way better than seeing like 4 cents. I get a check from ASCAP for 4 cents for 10,000 streams.
Nah, that's not good.
No, that won't even help me pay my light bill. But that $8.50
Yeah.
that I can see right then, that's wonderful to me. So yeah.
Alrighty. Did you produce the whole album, or you have a collaboration?
Yes, on this album, on this Switching Lanes debut album, we reached out to other producers to work on this album. I mixed and mastered the entire album. I produced one song on this particular album. But the album prior to this one that we dropped, it was a LFA mixtape. I produced all the songs on that entire mixtape.
Okay.
And it did very well. Our first mixtape drop that we did on Bandcamp, we did very well on that
Can I
album.
ask you one question? How much did you sell?
We sold close to $1,000 worth of album.
Nice, nice. In this streaming era that we're in, how do you manage to sell records without streaming?
Well, it's twofold because in this business, we got to look at it as a bigger picture, because eventually your fan base is gonna I don't want to say dry out, but your fan base is only gonna go so far with Bandcamp. After they buy it and they
Yeah.
have it forever, they'll have that album as an archive in their files,
Yeah.
right? But for streaming is gonna go forever and ever and ever and ever. And the key to it is that if you're able to get picked up on a television show, you get picked up on daytime TV, a movie, that's 100. Let's think about it. You get picked up on the Fast and the Furious number. Let's say they're on number 9 right now.
Yeah.
You get picked up on Fast and the Furious number 10, and they're streaming. They have 500 million people watching that movie,
Yeah.
and you're on that soundtrack. Now your streams are out of here.
Yeah.
So now that works. You don't have that Bandcamp working for you at that point. Now you have the streaming working for you. So sooner or later, once we catch on, we'll be able to make some money off of streaming. But for those people, it's a catch-22. For those people that will never go to Bandcamp and buy your album,
Yeah.
that's always going to just go to Spotify and stream, you still have that audience that you can go to if you're able to stream.
Okay. How did you your name? Was it given by your friends or your family give you your name?
So my first name is Lonze,
Okay.
and everybody called me Zay for short because they didn't want to say Lonze. They called me Zay for short. And I used to go by Zay Productions is what I used to go by. But then I saw there's Zay Tobin, and there's like millions of other Zays out there. So I said, you know what? How can I set myself apart from everybody else? How can I be different? And so I said, you know what? Let me just go with my first name. And so now my moniker is Beats by Lonze. So there's not many other Lonzes out there in the world. So Beats by Lonze, that's signature to
that's a unique name.
Yeah.
So, what producer inspire you the most? Like,
Producer that inspires me the most. I have a lot of favorites of producers that I like. I'm a big Quincy Jones fan. The work that he did with Michael Jackson on all of Michael Jackson's albums. Oh man, he's wonderful. Barry White. Some of the old school producers. Stevie Wonder. I used to be big into Kanye, Pharrell. All the major top producers that you see in the industry.
yeah.
I've paid attention to how they move. But yeah, I like the old school stuff because those guys back in the day they were playing instrument. A lot of those guys played every instrument under the sun. They're real artists, and they wasn't just producers. They're real artists.
Yeah.
And so I kind of as I did my research growing up, I kind of wanted to emulate some of those guys.
Alrighty. So I saw that in the album, you got a lot of bonus tracks. When did they come out?
So here's the way the bonus tracks work. If you go to Bandcamp and you buy the album,
Yeah.
the bonus songs that we put on the album, which is about 5 or maybe 6 bonus songs, they come with the album.
Okay.
So if you buy the album, the bonus songs come with that album, and you're able to listen to all 20 something songs that we have on the Switching Lanes album.
Okay. So what songs did you like the most that you produced in the album?
Top 3. There's a song called Top 3.
Okay.
That's done by my group members El Jefe, which includes Heaven, Jetta, Guada, and myself. And they went to town. They did a workshop on how to rap on some of my beats. So yeah, Top 3 is one of my favorites on the album. There's another song on there called Pray For Me, and Oceanize. Oceanize is third close. Is my third close favorite if I had to pick.
Do you rap or you just make the beats?
I do
do
rap a
rap a
little
little
bit,
bit,
but
but
I
I
was
was
told,
told,
by
by
some of
some of
my
my
group
group
members
members
that
that
I
I
can't
can't
rap
rap
as
as
well
well
on
on
stages.
stages.
So
So
I
I
try
try
to
to
stick to my lane of producing.
producing.
I
I
can
can
carry a
carry a
tune, I
tune,
can
I can
sing a
sing a
little
little
bit,
bit,
but
but
What
I
they
leave
said.
the I
I
leave
leave
the
the
heavy
heavy
artillery
artillery
rapping
rapping
to
to
the
the
professionals.
professionals.
Okay. So what are your goals for for this EP? For this
My
My
album?
my
my
goals
goals
for
for
this
this
album
album
is
is
I
I
want
want
to
to
I
I
don't
don't
want to
want to
be a
be a
one
one
trick
trick
pony.
pony.
I don't
I don't
want to
want to
be
be
able.
able.
I
I
don't
don't
want to
want to
just
just
sit
sit
on
on
one
one
platform
platform
and
and
try to
try to
generate
generate
interest
interest
on
on
one
one
platform. I
platform. I
want to
want to
be
be
able
able
to
to
push
push
this
this
album
album
worldwide.
worldwide.
You
You
know,
know,
via
via
all
all
the
the
social
social
media
media
platforms.
platforms.
You
You
got the
got the
Facebooks,
Facebooks,
the
the
YouTube,
YouTube,
the
the
Instagrams,
Instagrams,
the
the
Twitter,
Twitter,
all
all
that
that
stuff.
stuff.
I
I
want to
want to
be
be
able
able
to
to
grow a
grow a
fan
fan
base
base
on
on
all
all
social
social
medias,
medias,
and
and
bring
bring
them
them
directly
directly
to
to
our group and our company,
Okay.
and the music that we're putting forth.
All right. The best thing that ever happens to you, music wise.
Oh
oh
man,
man,
the
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 best
best
thing
thing
that's
that's
happened
happened
to
to
me
me
music
music
wise
wise
was
was
on
on
our
our
last
last
album.
album.
Um,
The
the fellas
fellas
decided
decided
to
to
do
do
a
a
whole
whole
entire
entire
album
album
with
with
just
just
my
my
beats.
beats.
Ah.
And
And
I
I
think
think
that's
that's
the
the
best
best
thing
thing
that's
that's
ever
ever
happened
happened
to
to
me
me
because
because
those
those
guys
guys
they
they
showed
showed
out
out
on
on
those
those
beats.
beats.
And
And
I
I
got a
got a
song.
song.
We
We
have a
have a
song
song
with
with
my
my
partner
partner
Heaven,
Heaven
called
called
Corona
Corona
Free.
Free.
That was
Okay.
That was
one of
one of
our
our
first
first
ones
ones
that
that
we
we
did
did
that
that
we
we
put
put
out
out
together.
together.
And
And
that
that
was
was
to
to
see
see
that
that
first
first
check
check
for
for
Corona
Corona
Free
Free
streaming,
streaming
and you know that was one of the best things that has happened to me is having that song and that album with my beats on there. Um and I'm
I'm
indebted
indebted
to
to
those
those
guys
guys
for
for
taking the
taking the
chance
chance
to
to
work
work
with
with
to
me
me
and
and
putting
putting
their
their
hard
hard
work
work
into
into
my
my
beats.
beats.
So
So
yeah.
so what? So teamwork. How important is it?
Teamwork is teamwork
teamwork
makes
makes
the
the
dream
dream
work.
work.
Without
Without
a
a
team,
team,
you
you
can't
can't
do
do
everything
everything
by
by
yourself.
yourself.
Okay.
I
I
mean,
mean,
you will
you will
overwork
overwork
yourself.
yourself.
You
You
will
will
stress
stress
yourself
yourself
out.
out.
It's
It's
so
so
much
much
easier
easier
to
to
be
be
able
able
to
to
spread
spread
load
load
a
a
job.
job.
Yeah.
Instead
Instead
of
of
one
one
person
person
emailing
emailing
50
50
people,
people,
it's
it's
easy
easy
to
to
separate
separate
it
it
between
between
four
four
people. And
people. And
now
now
you
you
take
take
that
that
portion,
portion,
you
you
take
take
that
that
portion,
portion,
you
you
take
take
that
that
portion,
portion,
you
you
take
take
that
that
portion.
portion.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe
some
some
people
people
that
that
I
I
can't
can't
reach,
reach,
You
you
can
can
you
reach
can
it.
reach.
reach.
Yeah.
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 And
And
so yeah,
yeah,
teamwork
teamwork
is
is
very
very
important,
important,
and
and
we're
we're
all
all
about
about
the
the
team.
team.
Okay. Any video in the for any songs in the album? Because I only saw the album and I didn't see no videos.
Yes,
Yes,
on
on
YouTube
YouTube
we
we
have
have
our
our
page
page
that's
that's
under
under
our
our
company
company
name,
name,
which
which
is
is
El
El
Jefe,
Jefe,
Okay.
and
and
that's
that's
ELHJEFE.
ELHJEFE.
Um, and if
And
you
if you
go to
go to
YouTube,
YouTube,
you
you
can
can
search
search
El
El
Jefe,
Jefe,
and
and
you'll be
you'll be
able to
able to
find
find
you'll be able to find Switching
Switching
Lanes,
Lanes,
which
which
is
is
our
our
first
first
single
single
off of
off
the
of the
debut
debut
album,
album.
and
And
also
also
there's
there's
another
another
song on
song
there
on there
called
called
Breathe,
Breathe,
which is
which
the
is the
remix to
remix to
Breathe.
Breathe.
Those two
Those two
videos
videos
are
are
on
on
our
our
YouTube
YouTube
as
as
well
well
as
as
on
on
this
this
current
current
album.
album.
So let me get this. I think I heard you have the same name of the first single as the same name as the album.
That's
That's
correct.
correct.
Okay.
That's
That's
So
correct.
correct.
how was that idea? How the idea came along?
The
The
switching
switching
lanes
lanes
idea,
idea,
I
I
can't
can't
take
take
credit
credit
for
for
any of
any of
that.
that.
That's
That's
all
all
my
my
brothers,
brothers,
man.
man.
They
They
are they're an
they're an
interesting
interesting
group
group
of
of
guys.
guys.
They're
They're
very
very
talented,
talented,
very
very
smart,
smart,
and
and
they
they
kind
kind
of
of
thought
thought
it
it
through.
through.
Like,
Like,
how
how
do
do
we
we
develop
develop
this
this
project?
project? Where
Where do
do
we
we
want
want
to
to
go
go
with
with
it?
it?
How
How
do
do
we
we
want
want
it to
it to
sound?
sound?
Yeah.
And
And
kind
kind
of
of
like,
like
what
what
story
story
do
do
we
we
want to
want to
tell
tell
from
from
this
this
album?
album?
Like,
Like,
Mm.
how do
how
we
do we
want to
want to
tell
tell
people
people
that
that
we
we
have
have
evolved
evolved
from
from
where we came
where we
from
came
to
from
where
to
we
where
are
we are
now?
now?
How we we have, you
Yeah.
know, switch lanes.
Okay. So, any collaboration besides your group?
So a couple things that I didn't talk about earlier. You know, when I started doing music, I started to get into artist development.
Yeah. Okay.
I started trying to find my own artists. I have a couple artists out there. I have Bar Ruiz, who's signed right now. He does a lot of major work with a lot of artists in the game right now.
Okay.
I have another artist by the name of DJ Duchess out of Jacksonville, Florida. She does a lot of work in Jacksonville. She DJs, she raps. She's a spoken word artist. I have another artist by the name of Huey V, who's in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Okay.
Man, incredible rapper. But the way I found those guys is that when I was working with, I was producing and I was telling people, "Hey, man, I produce," and they're like, "What artists do you have?" And I was like,
Uh,
I just really produce." So that kind of like, you know, jolted me into started finding my own artists that I can, that I can promote and they can work on my beats, and then I can actually help them get into the business. And my main thing with that is, I start out with an artist who has no
Fan
little
base.
to no experience,
Yeah.
and maybe just a little bit, and then we work together and I build them to where they get to where they want to be and they're confident. And so when the next person comes that can take them to the next level, they come and take them and they're out of here.
Alrighty.
And so I like to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's how that pretty much went into play.
So every before I end every interview, I always ask for one question, and that question is, what advice would you give somebody that's coming up in the game that doesn't have what you have now that you wish somebody told you when you was coming up?
Man, I'll say stick with it. No matter how much you want to quit, no matter how much you want to give up, stick with it. Another thing that I wish somebody would have told me was that you got to put in the work. You hear people say this thing about 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
Like you should have 10,000 hours into whatever it is that you're good at. Spend the 10,000 hours. Do research. Right now, back in the day when we started, YouTube wasn't as
Popular
big.
today.
Yeah, it wasn't as big as it is now, where people are teaching you how to. You can learn how to build a car on YouTube. You can learn how to, build a house on YouTube, and that's no different than music. Everything that you need to learn about music, the music business, DJing, producing, recording a song, it's all on YouTube.
Yeah.
So and it's free. So take the time to learn, take the time to study, be a student, and don't think that you know everything, because you can never know everything. So take the time to take advice from people who's been in the business, and study to show yourself approval. That's in the Bible. Study to show that you are right there in the game. You're putting in the work to do what you want to do.
Alrighty. So, do you have, besides your group, any top five artists from your city that you could recommend?
Let's see. There's an incredible rapper by the name of AC.
Okay.
That's AYECEEE. And I believe his Instagram is AC_13 or AC13. Incredible rapper. I mean, we're trying to scoop him up right now, and that's the biggest thing about our company is that we're a little bit more seasoned in the game a little bit. So we're looking for younger artists that we can, bring to the forefront and teach them the game and put them out there and let those guys carry the new generation of music.
Yeah.
Carry the new generation of music on. AC. Let's see, who else do I like out there that's brand new? I don't know. You got me on that. I'm listening to a lot of people.
Yeah, I do this a lot. I get a lot of. That's why I never reveal my questions, so I could get them by surprise.
Yeah, you got me on. Let me think on that. If anybody wants to see the next artist that's out there, follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram. That's on IG. That's DJ Zay Smooth. That's my username.
Uh,
Zay Smooth. And look at my follow, the people that I follow, and you'll find some of the artists that I really like because I follow them. There's another one. One of my partners named Passport Gift.
okay.
He's dope on the mic. He works with Parks. Um,
Oh.
yeah, he's dope. He's incredibly dope, man.
So okay.
Check him out.
So I got one last question, and that would be why artists, the today's artists, don't give enough credit to music producers.
You know what? I think right now, music producers are everywhere. You can find music producers everywhere, and so you know the artists think that they're the ones who have, they wrote the lyrics, they put the melodies together, and they kind of created the song.
Yeah.
And so it kind of leaves the producer in the back burner, like, well, all he did was produce, all he did was put some drums on something,
Yeah.
but it's my song. So I think a lot of producers don't get credit because we're so it's so many of us, and then at the same time, music is like right now it's like a how they build cars on the assembly line.
Yeah.
It's like, you go here, you can get this, then you go down the line, you can get this portion, go down the line and get this portion, and it's build a artist, you know.
All right.
So yeah, I think that, and that's a good thing. I'm glad you said that. I think that a lot of artists should get into the in the mood of and get into always shouting their producers out.
Yeah.
Who they work with. Hit Boy. Hit Boy had a good year last year with, he had a Nas album. He had a 21 Savage album. I mean, he had like all the big heavy hitters. He had an album with them. And they went and took one artist and they did a whole album together.
Yeah.
And it was great music. So I think that artists should do that. They should get a producer and stick with them and rock out.
Alrighty. So I always give you thanks for having a little time to talk to me about your EP, how you started your career, and I appreciate you took the time to work with me.
No, thank you, Hector. I appreciate it. This is a huge honor, and I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
My English is a little. I know how to speak it, but it's not like that big good.
Oh, no, you good. I understood every word.
Alrighty. So have a good night, and I
Thanks for
appreciate
listening.
it. And I hope when you drop another album, you talk to me.
Yes, sir.
And we talk about the album.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Appreciate your time. All right, man.
Alrighty, have a good night, my
All
brother.
right, you too. Later.
Oh.